Warmly welcome to Exploring Miracles. I am Teresa Schmitele, reading from the lessons in A Course in Miracles, exploring them, and doing my best to reflect on the text as I go. We have come to lesson number 164. Now are we one with Him, who is our source. What time but now can truth be recognized? The present is the only time there is. And so today, this instant, now, we come to look upon what is forever there, not in our sight, but in the eyes of Christ. He looks past time and sees eternity as represented there. He hears the sounds the senseless, busy world engenders, yet he hears them faintly. For beyond them, all he hears, the song of heaven, and the voice for God more clear, more meaningful, more near. And I would say, if I may add, more dear. I will not read all the paragraphs, I think, or maybe I will see. But I would like to just mention that in lesson number 163, there is no death. One of the most radical and also kind of upsetting at first lessons in A Course in Miracles, because it claims that there is no death, and then we are guided into what it is actually to go deep into that. And now, so it confronts. It's quite confrontative. Dare I say that about a lesson in A Course in Miracles? Yes, that's what I feel. So lesson 163, there is no death. It confronts fear directly. It confronts fear to set us free from fear. And now in lesson number 164, we move into certainty. So I will continue. All right. Paragraph 2. The world fades easily away before his sight, Jesus, God's. Its sounds grow dim. A melody from far beyond the world increasingly is more and more distinct, an ancient call to which he gives an ancient answer. You will recognize them both, for they are but your answer to your Father's call on you. Christ answers for you, echoing yourself, using your voice to give his glad consent, accepting your deliverance for you. And reflection, we have learned what the echo is, what I give, what I choose, because this is about choice. What I choose in this present, in this instant moment, I echo, I give out to God, to my fellow human brothers and sisters, because they are part of God as well, and it echoes back. So that's the healing, and this is the certainty, and we are talking, Jesus, the text is talking, and we are part of the divine, so we are talking. So this is about the holy instant. Let's go a little bit deeper into that, because as paragraph 3 says, on this day, grief laid by, for sights and sounds that come from nearer than the world are clear to you, who will today accept the gifts he gives. I will jump a little and then I will do some reflections. I hope this will make sense. This is the day when vain imaginings part like a curtain, to reveal what lies beyond them. Now is what is really there made visible, while all the shadows which appeared to hide it merely sink away. Now is the balance righted. Now is the balance righted, and the scale of judgment left to him who judges true. And in his judgment will a world unfold in perfect innocence before your eyes. Now will you see it with the eyes of Christ? Now is its transformation clear to you. This is the holy instant. We will become more and more familiar to that now. What being in the now with the love and light and the truth and what comes from that holy instant. It's presented to us here. Brother, paragraph 6. Brother, this day is sacred to the world. Your vision, given you from far beyond all things within the world, looks back on them in a new light. And what you see becomes the healing and salvation for the world. The valuable and valueless are both perceived and recognized for what they are. And what is worthy of your love receives your love, while nothing to be feared remains. As I said before I started reading, this lesson moves us into, we are moving into certainty. We will not judge today. We will receive but what is given us from judgment made beyond the world. Our practicing today becomes our gift of thankfulness for our release from blindness and from misery. Yeah, we want that. All that we see will but increase our joy because its holiness reflects our own. There we go again. Reflecting, echoing, giveaway. The free human, the free spirit, the free divine being that we become when we do this, that it radiates. So here we go again. Luckily, it's mentioned over and over again for us to understand, for us to make this our default mode. We don't have to make any effort. We are there. That's why it's repeating. We are, All right. So, we stand forgiven in the sight of Christ, with all the world forgiven in our own. We bless the world as we behold it in the light in which our Savior looks on us, and offer it a freedom given us through his forgiving vision. Not our own. His forgiving vision, not our own. So what we are offered here is to see with the eyes of Christ. I want that. Open the curtain in your practicing by merely letting go all things you think you want. Oh my, can I do that? I will. I will. Letting go of all things I think I want. Your trifling treasures put away and leave a clean and open space within your mind where Christ can come and offer you the treasure of salvation. Yeah. Sure. For that, I want to give room to the Christ consciousness. So, of course, everything I think I want and I think I desire, I lay them aside. because the space within then opens to the light of Christ. And I want to have the vision of Christ. That's why I'm doing this. So we open a space within our mind where Christ can come and offer, and he will offer us the treasure of salvation. He has need of your most holy mind to save the world. It is not this purpose worthy to be yours? Yes, I say yes to that. Is not Christ's vision worthy to be sought about the world's unsatisfying goals? I think I'm going to read the last paragraph now. 9. Let not today slip by without the gifts it holds for you, receiving your consent and your acceptance. We can change the world if you acknowledge them. Consent and acceptance. You may not see the value your acceptance gives the world, but this you surely want. You can exchange all suffering for joy this very day. Yeah, but this you surely want. You can exchange your all suffering for joy this very day. Holy instant. Practice in earnest, and the gift is yours. Would God deceive you? Can his promise fail? Can you withhold so little when his hand holds out complete salvation to his Son, to you? I would say it's impossible. It's impossible not to say yes to that. And some reflections on this, because it will come back more and more, luckily, because this is what the Course in Miracles is about. This is deeply metaphysical, that there is nothing but now. We know that, of course, we know that. Personally, I know it on the level of the intellect. Sometimes I feel it, but I have to admit that my mind likes to go in the future and in the past and wishy-washy around a bit. And I don't think it has to be like that for forever. So this lesson that moves us into certainty and unfolds what the now is, there is no time, the holy instant again, and the forgiveness that lies in the holy instant. And the whole book, of Course in Miracles, is about forgiveness. So the holy instant and the now, that is all there is, and the creation of what we are aware, that in the now, that is the creation. And then we actually have awakened a bit, if I can remember that. So we are becoming more and more familiar with who is our source, that is Jesus Christ. And now when we look with the eyes of Christ, we have made space for something that is wonderful, more wonderful than every goal we can imagine from our ego's eyes. And another theme in this lesson is silence. Eckhart Tolle wrote this wonderful book, The Power of Now. There is a power in the now. And Stillness Speaks, Eckhart Tolle also wrote, The Power of Silence, the silence within, beautiful silence, not a frightening silence at all. And so in quiet, the lesson says, in quiet, all things are answered. And as it was said in the first paragraph, that Christ looks beyond all the alarms of the world and all the noises and the engineer, everything that is engendered there and everything. So we are really moving into the knowing of the stillness, the knowing of the now. We are embracing the holy instant. And one of the most important ideas in this lesson is that God is, of course, not reached with through striving. Um, so we don't have to flagellate ourselves or become more pure or becoming more advanced, becoming worthy. That's the ego's game with us. And I dare say that sadly, sometimes religion has actually emerged, the rules of religion and all that, from love to rigidity, and from the egos, from people. I don't think they wanted to create harm, but I think they did sometimes. So how do I become worthy of God is can be the old paradigm that many of us have been thinking or considering. How can I become worthy of God? I'm not worthy. The lesson asks, why do I continue? Why am I so persistent in believing that I'm separate? I don't have to become worthy. We are worthy. So we give this holy instant to him. We give us over. We give everything to him. And that is to say, one of the most central ideas that Lord, I give everything to you. I give my tomorrow to you. I give my future to you, although there is no future. So I give my now, because the now begins all the time. Therefore, there might not even be a now. Let's call it the holy instant. I hope I don't confuse anyone. So, this moment that we are in, this moment, is available because God has never withdrawn. He never did withdraw himself from his creation. And we are the creation, and we are in this instant. And let's just rest in that. We move into security here. So we are one with him who is our source. Now we are one with him who is our source. Isn't that nice? Thank you very much for stopping by, for taking part, listening to this, and